Marcus Aurelius was once the most powerful man in the world. He was a true philosopher king who was not only a ruler, but a lover of wisdom. And while the strength of his army or his skill on the battlefield may now be irrelevant, his wisdom has been passed down through the centuries and continues to inspire millions. So here are 3 of Marcus Aurelius' daily habits that you could incorporate into your routine if you aspire to be as wise as he once was. Number 1, keeping a daily journal. See, if Marcus Aurelius didn't write in his journal every day, this video wouldn't exist and you probably would have never heard about Stoicism. See, meditations was never a way for him to spread his ideas or experiences with the world. It was actually his personal diary that he wrote to himself, for himself. It was never made for publication. Someone just happened to find it after his death and published it, and thank God they did. His daily journaling practice was one of the most important parts of his day. He would write about all the things that he would likely face in the day ahead. He would prepare for all the unfortunate events that may occur. He even shared his experiences with temptations and how he would resist them. And he would always remind himself how small he was in the grand scheme of things, as to not let the power corrupt him. See, his journal was the place that he would contemplate life, and he used it as a way to audit his behavior. Now, there are 1,000,001 ways that you could journal. Some prefer to journal in the morning as a way to plan out their days, but others, including myself, prefer to journal at night because there's no better time to reflect than at the end of the day. You can do what's called stream of consciousness journaling, where you set a timer for 5 or 10 minutes and you write down anything and everything that comes to mind, but sometimes it's hard to get words on the page, so the method that I find works best is to answer these 3 questions. Number 1, what did I do wrong or fail to accomplish today? It's important to pinpoint the things that went wrong so that you can start noticing if patterns occur in order to avoid falling into any traps. It's also a really good time to reflect on all the excuses you told yourself today. One thing to keep in mind is that it's important to condemn the action, but not yourself. Number 2, what did I do right today? This is where you get to write down all the plans that you followed through with, all the times you resisted temptation, and all the moments that you pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. And it's also a good time to praise yourself, because if you're anything like me, you like to pinpoint and fixate on your shortcomings, so it's important to give yourself thanks when you do the right thing. And number 3, how will I improve tomorrow? This is where you look at all the things that went wrong today and devise a plan that will make sure that tomorrow will go better. So if you hit the snooze button 3 times today and slept in for an extra 30 minutes, maybe tonight you'll sleep with your phone across the room so that you have to physically get up to turn it off in the morning. Alright, the second daily habit of Marcus Aurelius is called negative visualization. And Marcus Aurelius has a quote that goes, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." And while that may seem pessimistic, it's all about cultivating the ability to anticipate the worst so that we can properly prepare for the challenges that lie ahead. By mentally preparing himself for the people he may encounter, Marcus was ready to handle anyone, no matter how difficult or abrasive they may be. When you start your day by thinking, what could go wrong, you will have fewer chances of being surprised by negative outcomes, and it will help you stay calm in the face of chaos and be prepared to face the worst. But negative visualization doesn't always have to be about preparing for the worst. It's also a great way to practice gratitude in your day-to-day life. One way to practice this is to think about all the things you rely on. Maybe it's your job, your health, your loved ones. These are the things we often take for granted. Now imagine they were gone. Let's do a little experiment together. I want you to close your eyes with me and imagine that this is all you'll ever see. Feel this for a moment. Now, as you attempt to open them, imagine that they're glued shut. You're stuck in complete darkness. This is how you'll live the rest of your life. Now open your eyes, look around, and think about how amazing it is to be able to see. 10 seconds ago, you took your eyesight for granted, and life is full of things like that. But if you take 30 seconds to truly imagine yourself without something you rely on, to really feel how that may feel, you'll quickly cultivate gratitude for things that you once took for granted. The third and final daily habit of Marcus Aurelius is not something that he did every day, but something that he tried not to do, and that is complain. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't be overheard complaining, not even to yourself." Complaining about something is basically wishing that things would be different without any indication of how you're going to fix it. It's like trying to get the universe to change for you, but the universe doesn't care about your complaints. If it's in your power to change something, then go for it, do it. But if it's not, then accept it and move on. To continue complaining is only a waste of energy. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that everything that happens is either endurable or not. If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. If it's unendurable, then stop complaining. Your destruction will mean its end as well. Pain and suffering are inevitable, but complaining about it will do nothing but waste your time. If it won't kill you, then just know it will pass. So if you don't like something but it's out of your control to change, rather than saying, "Oh my god, this sucks so much," remind yourself that to be able to withstand this will only make me stronger. If you like this video, click here for more practical Stoic tips that will help you get wiser and live better. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.